This video contains spoilers for Clue 4, so if you have not yet finished Clue 4 and do not want to see what it looks like till you're finished, please turn off this video and come back later. Hi, I'm Andrew, and welcome to episode 5 of the Westknits Mystery Knit Along 2021 Shellography. So I have just finished Clue 4. And so, Clue 4 consists of section 12. So, now that section 12 is done, shellography is finished. So that means the whole shawl is finished. Obviously, you can see I still have to weave my ends in and block it. So, you're going to see me do that in this video as well. So, yeah. And you'll get to see a better shot of what it looks like, probably in landscape instead of portrait, after I am done blocking it, or maybe when it's on my blocking board, you'll see. Because in Steven's video, he didn't pin it, so I probably won't pin mine either. It's mostly just to open up section 2, and then section 11 is a little bit wavy, and that might smooth it out if I block it. But I'm going to weave my ends in before I block it, so. But yeah, I got section 12 done, which means that Clue 4 is done. So it's these really beautiful stripes. So yeah. And I also like how it opens up the section 11 crisscrosses. Here, I'll try to see if I can show it a little bit better. Section 11 crisscrosses here. I like how it opens those up a little. So yeah, that is the whole finished complete shellography. I just need to weave my ends in and block it. So I will come back when I've woven all my ends in, which I'm not sure if I'll get to weaving my ends in tonight, or if I'll weave them in tomorrow, or if we'll do some tonight and some tomorrow. I'm not sure. So I'll probably be back tomorrow to show you the ends woven in. Alright, so I finished weaving in my ends, and as you can see, the border is a little bit ripply and wavy. And so I'm going to go block my shawl, and hopefully that will correct that, and also hopefully that will open up section 2 a little bit better. And then once it's finished, I will show you it in its full glory. Okay, it's finished. So I finished blocking it as you just saw, and yeah, I'm very, very pleased with it. So my thoughts on knitting it, some sections took longer than others, and some sections I really enjoyed, and some sections, by the end of them, I was just ready for them to be done. So yeah, the sections that I really enjoyed, section 2 I really enjoyed, and I'll take it off and show you in just a second. But section 2 I really enjoyed. I really enjoyed also the brioche was quick and easy. Um, a lot of the slip stitch sections, like the V's and the columns and the triangles, those were fun. But the sections that I just wanted them to be done and over with were the I-cord loops. Those I just wanted to be done because it felt like a million years even though it was only one row. The bobbles felt a long time even though it's just 2 rows. And the welts, oh my god, the welts took a long time. Oof. The welts took me a better part of an entire day to do the last row. The other rows I didn't mind because it's just knit, purl, whatever, but it was the last row of the welts. Technically in the pattern it was listed as the first row of the next section, but the row that made the welts happen. That row, good grief, that took a while. And then the crisscrosses, which again I'll show you more close up in a minute. The crisscrosses, which is the part in between the brioche and the border. Those, the first row I didn't like because there was so many wraps you had to do in each stitch that it just, however many times you wrapped, it almost felt like you were actually knitting that many stitches. And so it took a while. And then of course, the crisscross section is only 2 rows, but the second row of the crisscross section also I didn't like as much because with all those wraps on there, it is really tight. And so if you follow Knit 365, you will know that Martin took someone's advice and because he's using interchangeable needles, he went down 1 needle size on his right needle tip. No, his left needle tip. Yeah, his left needle tip, he went down 1 needle size because those wraps are so tight. So, you know, I tried that. It was still too tight, and so I just ended up removing my left needle tip completely, which wasn't fun because then I had the prongs from my interchangeable needle cord digging into my hand, but I actually successfully got the row done, and then I just reattached my size 4 needle tip when I was done, because even going down to a 3 didn't work. Almost decided to go down to a size 2 needle tip, or a size 2.5 or whatever, but I just was like, no, I'm just going to remove my needle tip because it just was so much faster that way. And that was probably my least favorite row of the entire shawl, row 2 of the crisscrosses. However, crisscrosses look really cool, so it's worth it. So yeah, I'm going to take my shawl off, show it to you guys, and then I'm going to explain how I like to style it. Okay? So this is how I like wearing it, so I'll show you that in a minute. But I'm going to take it off and show you guys. Okay. So here's the entire shawl, and if you're wondering why my videos have thus far been in portrait mode instead of landscape, it has to do with my background. So I will lay this out on the floor and show you all the sections individually in a minute. But yeah, here's the whole entire shawl. And yeah, I think it looks really good. So now I'm going to lay this out on the floor and show you all of the different sections. Okay, so here's the shawl. So I'm going to start with showing you, here's the end of the border. You're probably wondering where I sewed my tag on. There's kind of this weird little 90-degree angle here at the beginning of the border that's not at the other end, and that was my least favorite part of the shawl, and so I just decided that I would sew my tag there, because it's almost as if it's a perfect little bloop, sew tag here sort of thing. So that's what I've decided to do. Alright, so section 1 is just this little tiny part here in color A. And then section 2 is all of this, which you can probably see a little better now that I've blocked it. And that features all of the colors, but color B being the framing color. And then section 3 is these V's, which the main overlaying color is color C. And then it stripes in A, D, and E. And then we've got the I-cord loops, which involve color B. And then we've got this section here. I believe the pattern said it was called slip stitch columns. Anyways, that involves colors A and D. And then the welts is color E. And I think that's really fun because Stephen West has several patterns with welts, but never any where they're like little tiny welts within one row. If it was any of his other patterns, the welt would be one big welt for the entire row. For like patterns such as like Welty and Batad and Iberian Discovery and things like that. So this is the first time he's ever split welts up among a row, so that's kind of fun. And then section, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Section 7. I had to count, I lost count of what section we were on. Section 7 is these triangles, which is where my shirt gets tied in, which I'll show you at the later in the video where I talk about styling it. But yeah, section 7 is colors B and C, and that's the color of my shirt if you can tell. But anyways, so yeah, B and C, which is ink, and then the more wool. And then we've got section 8, I think. Yeah, section 8, the baubles, which feature color A. And then we move on to section 9, which is this wedge here. And then we've got another wedge there. And it features D and E. And I know it's harder to see in this lighting because my D is that tropical C and E is coquette dew, and they're a little harder to see unless I zoom in. So that's that. And then section 10 is brioche, which features A and B. Here's the front side of it, and here's the reverse side. Section 11 features the color C, and it's the crisscrosses. And then section 12 is the border, which is all these beautiful stripes. And one side of it, this is the side where you start, it's got this like weird 90-degree angle. Again, like I said, I didn't like that 90-degree angle as much, and so I decided to sew my tag there. And then the other side of it kind of just ends. Just I-cord bind off when you're done with the last stripe. So, yeah, So I really like it. And so, yeah, I think it turned out nice. So now I'm going to show you how I like to style it. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about styling the shawl. So, how I like to style it, for starters, this shirt I bought specifically to wear with this shawl. I got it at Marshall's for $25, and it is a Perry Ellis. And then I style it with dark blue jeans. I forgot to mention what shoes I like styling it with. So I like styling it with my black high top Converse, although someday I do hope to get a pair of navy ones that would go even better with my shawl. And then you might know from watching my videos that I have 2 pairs of glasses, and I wear my darker colored ones with this. My other ones are clear, with the sides being tortoise. But these ones I like wearing with this. And yeah, so that's what I like doing, because I thought that this pulled out the Madeline-Tosh ink and then the Green Mountain Spinnery Mort singles, which is why I bought this shirt. And actually, I bought it before the triangle section was even released. I actually bought this while Clue 1 was the only thing released. Yeah, it was during Clue 1 that I bought this shirt. Yeah. And normally with the Mystery Knit-Along shawls, I won't be purchasing my shirt to go with it until the shawl is completed. But this shirt kind of just presented itself to me, so I bought it, you know, because I was at the Mall of America and decided to go to Marshall's and check it out. So yeah. So I hope you enjoyed watching my progress throughout the month of October and November with shawlography. Oh, one more thing. I was going to show you how I like to wear it. So, obviously, you could throw it over your shoulders and wear it like a traditional shawl if you wanted to. That is a possibility. But how I like to do it is I like to put it on in the front, and bear with me, this is much easier with a mirror. But I like to wrap it around, and then you could just wrap it around and let this dangle down like that, or you could do what I do and tuck it under so that both ends are underneath. That does take slightly more time to do, but I like the look of it better. And then I just pull it over my shoulders, which is sometimes easier said than done and sometimes not. You should see the amount of time it takes me to put on some of my shawls. So this is kind of a rough example of how I wear it. If I'm in front of a mirror, it's usually easier to do, but I think I did pretty good in front of a camera. So that's how I like putting it on. But yeah, again, like I said, this is the completed shawlography, and yeah, so I'm Andrew, and thank you for checking in here at the Neon Knitter, and I will see you in the next video.